Our recording has been started. Okay, I'm gonna turn chip down like 5%.
Yeah, this song's a little bit louder than the last one.
Very good. Okay, so I told you guys I loaded in some pre-game questions, and they're pretty good ones. I found a blog that has a bunch of like writing inspiration questions, so we no longer have to make them up at the beginning of every game. Let's roll one here. Oh goodness. Okay, so our pre-game question for today is: does your character sing in the shower, in the car, during a walk? What is your character's public displays of quirkiness?
I think that's a pretty easy one for Roy.
What is
the haikus?
Oh, see, that's interesting, because my gut reaction was going to be like, none, but you're right, Roy does have haikus.
Yeah, totally the haikus. I don't think Roy sings at all. That's not a very Roy thing.
Yeah, I imagine that if he had to, he would be really bad at it. Like, I don't think Roy would have a sense of rhythm.
And I feel like Paprika maybe at one point like walked into a room where he was listening to what Roy calls music, and even to chaotic Paprika, it did not sound like music. It just sounded like screaming AOL online handshakes.
Okay, because I was going to say, I imagine Roy does like listening to music, because music is very mathematical. But I imagine he likes very, like, either classical music that is, like, very sophisticated in its structure, or really weird, like math
if he was
rock
listening to
European
it for pleasure,
techno.
Yeah, if he was listening to it for pleasure, it would be like the screaming handshakes that I just described. The other stuff, like listening to classical music and whatnot, that would be for some distinct purpose. Either trying to find some pattern, trying to figure out the mathematics of a song and its relation to some piece of code that he's hacking into. That kind of thing. But yeah.
I like that. That's cool. Who wants to go next?
Ruda definitely sings all over the fucking place. He has no shame whatsoever.
Phenomenal. Oh my god. Is Ruda that person who puts in his earbuds when he goes for a run and then sings out loud while he's running?
I was going to say the same thing. Like I feel like Ruda would fit right in walking the streets in Baltimore. Just shouting shit.
I'm just imagining you're like, you know, you come out of your room in the morning in the Gemini and you see this like 6'9" blue 4-armed guy running down the halls, jogging with his headphones on, just belting. What kind of music does Ruda listen to?
Living on a prayer.
Oh,
Country
God,
and
it's
opera?
definitely living on a prayer. It's definitely 80s.
Oh, Bon Jovi.
Oh my god, it's definitely Bon Jovi. That's delightful. Okay.
Shut it up!
Fuck me.
Different song, but still, it would fit.
It's so good. Okay. I can answer for my character, who has a name, and I know her name.
Eilish?
And it's Eilish. I think that Eilish sings to herself while she's doing mechanical stuff. While she's, like, working on the mobile suits and stuff.
Makes sense.
Or you know what it is? I think she sings
kinda
along when
seeing
she puts
Eilish
on
as-
music, and I think she puts on music when she's trying to concentrate. Okay.
Different personality, but I've started seeing Eilish as, I don't know if you watch... Guys, stop it. Sorry, my cats are fighting. If you've seen that woman in the show The Mandalorian, who, like, works the mechanic bay where Din, like, takes his ship when he lands on Tatooine?
Yes. Yeah, and he leaves the baby with her for like the first time he meets her. Which is a wild thing to do. Okay. Totally. Okay. Paprika? I
I feel like Paprika definitely enjoys singing, but she's also like, she's very prideful about it, so she doesn't really pull it out until she's like participating in karaoke or something. And then she gives it her all.
It has to be a chance to show off. Counterpoint, knowing Roy's opinion on music, does she ever sing just to harass him?
Yes, but it's only when they're on extra long, like, space voyages or something like that. And then she just sings the song that never ends over and over again until Roy just gets fed up and, like, throws her in the child-friendly equivalent of the brig.
I mean, you guys do like interstellar flight in a fucking like one cockpit mobile suit.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the equivalent of the brig for you guys is just like the storage locker. Okay. Phenomenal. And
let's not ask about bathroom breaks.
Oh God.
Why would Roy have a toilet? I mean, he's biological, but...
Reverend Byrne.
Well, I think you can probably guess that Reverend Byrne does indeed sing, but it is generally hymns, pretty much nothing else, and considers it both a form of evangelism and worship as well. So, what are considered hymns in this day and age is probably up for interpretation, though.
Yeah.
So not quite sure on what the specifics of it would be or what it would sound like.
And I imagine there's a lot of variety.
Oh,
considering
man. My mom used to be a choir instructor. I wish I could remember some of the songs.
The Terran Empire controls like a quarter of the galaxy. And so there's a huge amount of variety within it. So I imagine that there's like, in the same way that there's a lot of different kinds of worship music in Christianity as an umbrella, I imagine there's a lot of different kinds of worship music within the Terran religion. That's good. That's excellent. So, we have our recording started. Everyone take a second to open up your character sheet and peruse your archetype triggers so you can keep them in mind as something you can kind of angle yourself towards as the game goes on. Roll a pre-game question. I don't think we need to add any strings or anything. And then,
Alt double-clicking my character produces a token settings page instead of the character sheet. I know I can get to it from the options.
all right,
inside.
I just added your thing.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and associate this with your thing. Use selected token. Okay, cool. So now that shouldn't be an issue anymore.
Yep, it works.
All right, and yeah. So everyone take a few seconds to peruse your archetype as a reminder. Open up about your passions, connect with someone, take time to celebrate. All right. Now we were underground, and so I just moved everybody over to Chapter 1 Underground map.
Okay.
So yes, we had fought some horrible like spider rats that was it my character who got super duper fucked up in that fight because I got some like acid on me and then just kept eating away, and I think I lost the use of my arm.
Yeah, you had the spaghetti arm.
Excellent. Both my hands and my wings are out of commission now, by the way. So I'm not in great situation. And I'm down to 1 out of 7 health. So the next time I take any damage, I'm gonna lose another organ. Awesome. Okay, so we had seen this creature. Oh, come on, don't do that. Okay, there we go. So I'm dropping him back in the thing just so everyone can have a visual reminder. Everybody's on the map, right? Everybody sees the little underground cavern we were in?
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so we saw this thing crawling around the ceiling of this cavern, and it crawled into this little tunnel here, and then we lost sight of it. So that was something that happened in the last game. That was in response to a clock. Okay, yeah, so the mysterious creature clock is now at 10 o'clock. And
all that happened after we investigated those holes, and then the rabbits came flooding out, and they were basically dissuaded from messing with us and like led away by a hat that was thrown. It was a
beret,
a formal military beret. Yeah, I can't remember who threw it, but
it was
yeah,
my
they went
hat,
chasing.
but it was somebody else who threw it or who like persuaded them or something.
Maybe it was Byrne. I can't remember.
That sounds familiar.
Say what now?
Did you throw that beret?
I did.
No.
Mhm.
Yeah. Okay.
Giving those to you.
I've got it as a string on there.
Okay, so we investigated site number 2. We know that the creature was crawling through this tunnel in the direction of site number 5 the last time we saw it. There's also site number 3, which got, it's this like cavern that got smashed into when the ship fell down here and seems to have glowing plant life inside of it. And then site number 1 and 4 are both uninvestigated. So we could go check out 3, 4, 5, or 1. Does anyone have any
Let's
thoughts?
do 3. Anybody up for exploring 3?
I think that's what we were looking at doing the last time.
I know that's where Paprika wanted to go.
Yeah.
I mean, if our goal is to get this stuff in this ship or by this structure, then I would say we should head toward 4. We're probably going to pass through 5 on our way there, and I imagine some sneaky, rambunctious, uncontrollable child may creep over towards 3. But,
yeah,
you know.
I didn't remember until just now when you said that, but one of our goals right now is to get everybody who is in the crashed Gemini out of the Gemini and into this presumably more secure facility up to the north side of the map.
Oh, I thought we were just trying to lead them out. Here.
So, oh, you meant like lead them out to the surface.
Yeah, get them out of the surface so they're not like in danger. Because I mean, even if we don't know what's in that facility.
Oh my god. Okay, you're totally right. I misunderstood that, and that makes a lot more sense. Okay, so we lead them
Yeah,
out.
you just be sending them into like murder house.
I thought it was a little unusual as a choice. All right. So, since that sounds a little bit, I think that if we were going to go into the house, the facility itself, I wouldn't want us to split up. But if it's just one team, like escorting people out into the cavern that we took down here, escorting them back to the surface, we could probably split the party and have one group go investigate 3 while the rest of us help those people to evacuate. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah.
But I think it would make sense for Roy to be the one who's leading people out to the surface, and Paprika is, air quotes, helping him. And I don't know, Paprika, if you want to go look around some places.
Wait, just to make sure, you said that you're helping escort the refugees out of the cave?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, 100%. I think Paprika, I go along with it, and at first, you can kind of, hear me in the back as I'm doing my best to, keep people in good spirits, but my idea of keeping people in good spirits is just talking about, how cool my rollerblades are, and... But I think, I wait for a moment where Roy is particularly distracted with either talking to the refugees himself or just making sure they safely traverse back out of the cave. Then I'm like, all right, now time to double back and go for that treasure chest.
Okay, I think when Eilish sees you doing that and knowing, remembering that Ruda also wanted to go for that treasure chest, I think Eilish is not going to point this out to Roy, which she might be getting in trouble for later, but I think Eilish is going to tap Ruda and recommend that Ruda follow along with you to kind of keep you safe and also go check out whatever was in that cavern. You on board with that, Ruda?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay.
Meanwhile, Byrne just in this cavern singing hymns and shit. It's like, where's everybody?
Okay. So, why don't you,
I mean, that was a serious, in right there, though. I'm wondering what would you be doing, Adore? Would Byrne want to continue looking around, following the creature, looking at the facility, or?
Probably either the creature or helping with getting people to the surface.
Okay. Let's say, for simplicity's sake, let's say it's the three of us getting people to the surface, and then Ruda and Paprika doing the other thing. Okay. I'm grabbing some things in the meantime while I'm getting this set up. Why don't Zai and Adora, why don't you two come up with what they find in that cavern there?
I think it's a food source.
Ooh.
And it is not any kind of food that anybody here recognizes, but it's the most delicious, most attractive looking food that anybody has ever seen.
Ooh, I love that.
And there's some weird box in the middle of it.
Okay.
And I feel like Paprika would be eating it. Well, I don't know, Paprika, that's more of a hella thing to just be eating random shit.
Yeah, no, trust me, part of me was I wonder if I should also go the eating random things route because Paprika's a child, but I leaned so heavy into it in Hala, I'm just no, I don't think Paprika particularly eats weird things, but she does still have a weakness with things that pose a choking hazard.
Excellent.
Well, think about it like this. They're vegetables that taste like candy.
I like that.
Oh my god.
It's like honeysuckles that are filled with Mountain Dew or whatever.
Oh my god.
Are they growing out of the box?
Growing around the box. I think the box is on it. We don't know what the box is. It's a mystery object. I haven't thought about that yet.
Okay.
But Paprika, what would you do with these leafy, delicious things around here? If not eating them, would you put some in your pocket? Would you? I don't know, light them on fire.
No, absolutely. I think I would definitely like stash a whole bunch in my pocket. Like I think I tried one and was just like, not bad. And then I just proceeded to rip a bunch of it out and start shoving it into like my poncho to hide it because, you know, Roy's not going to let me eat too many sweets.
Ruda, what would your reaction to this food or this thing be?
Ruda's
Would either
so
of you
hungry
actually
right
investigate
now.
the box?
Ruda is so hungry right now. And this thing looks so fucking good. He really doesn't care what it is. He just wants to eat it and then save some for the rest of the party.
Okay, so both Ruda and Paprika ate a little bit of it, right?
Yeah, because Ruda's in the post roast right now. He definitely had some space weed on the flight up, and he's definitely getting the
Guess
munchies
what?
right now.
Guess what just happened? Ruda can't see Paprika. Paprika can't see Ruda. Side effect. Side effect. These things cause invisibility.
Sick. Wait. But you said I can't see Ruda. Ruda can't see me. Will that extend to the rest of the party, or is it just
That's
me
a very good
eating?
question.
No, that extends to the rest of the party. We cannot see you. You all are gone.
So
this
Ruda's
is amazing.
freaking out a little bit because he doesn't know he's invisible, but he can't see Paprika. And he's also satisfied with his hunger.
I imagine that's very alarming because you were basically a babysitter here. You were a babysitter who lost the kid.
This is unfortunate, but I'm full, so.
I don't think that Paprika immediately clues into the fact that we are both invisible. I think she just more so notices that Ruda isn't there anymore, and she's like, not sure where he went, but that's fine. More fruit for me. And I just start ripping more of it out to shove in my poncho pockets.
Do
Can
either
we
of you
hear each other? We can't see each other, but can we hear each other?
Yeah, I think you can hear each other. It's not an audio thing.
I'm also guessing it doesn't extend to the things we touch. So if Ruda still was standing there, unbeknownst to me, he would just kind of see the leaves of this thing being ripped off by nothing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But basically, it's like anything that is also touching whatever consumed it is also going to be invisible. That's why you can't see his sword or his clothing or anything like that.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Paprika, where the hell did you go?
I'm right here. What are you talking about?
All right, this food is definitely delicious, but there's something wrong.
I don't know if it's magically nutritious.
Okay, I don't disagree with you. There's definitely something wrong. Nothing I've ever eaten has turned me invisible, not even my most favorite is snacks. But this could pose a great benefit to us.
Y'all hear that in the distance.
And I'm certain we're not stealing it from any of these cave creatures.
All right, I think.
I mean,
there's a
you'd
bunch of
obviously
people.
see them around eating it, right?
Oh my god,
So-
I just came to the realization that there might be invisible cave creatures, and now I'm very alarmed.
Oh no, I just did.
Well, I mean, there is a big ass monster that somehow is like evading our visual detection in this area. So either it's super agile and just knows all the crevices in this area, but still, like, that doesn't fully explain why we wouldn't be able to see it at all after that first instance.
Okay, so I dropped off all the people that were on the Gemini, you know, at least all the icons that I had with me, and they are all in the like cavern there. We've got Liko and Bronson and the Tickler and, you know, a few pretty tough customers there who can kind of cover them and protect them while we continue the investigation.
I think at that point, since we just finished getting all those people over there, Roy, Byrne, and Eilish would. I I guess Roy and Byrne, because Eilish already knows, Roy and Byrne would notice at that point that Ruda and Paprika were gone.
Mm-hmm.
So Roy just turns to Eilish and, not like menacingly but like pretty coldly, just like, where is the child?
I'm trying to decide if there's a role that we could do that would go with this. No. Okay. So, yeah, I think Eilish probably buckles pretty quickly. He's like, okay. They're in the shiny cavern over there. She was getting bored, and he was getting bored, and I figured he can watch her, so...
Boredom. So biological. Roy turns very robotically and moves through the ship over towards the cavern. I guess Byrne would move over there, too.
Yeah, I think
Eilish as well.
I think that probably our first thing I would do is just radio Ruda and ask him how everything is going. So Ruda, how's everything going?
It's fine. It's all good. We're
on our way.
good.
We're gonna meet you there in just a minute.
Yeah, no need. We're pretty good. We're all good.
Well, I mean,
Roy opens the door that was like right next to the cavern and sees no one there. Yet Ruda's still talking with Eilish on this radio.
Hey Ruda, where you at, man? I don't see you here in the cavern.
We're good. Yeah, we're good. We're just doing some exploration here, and we're good.
Where are you exploring at, bud?
In this place.
Roy hears a giggle.
I want to note that Roy heard the giggle, but he also detects that it's probably getting fainter because the second everyone started being like, wait, where are you guys? Paprika like went into fight or flight mode and she's like slowly inching her way out of the cavern so nobody hears her.
Oh, goodness.
Well, she's just a damn cat.
Alright, I'm checking my character sheet to see if there's anything I can do to catch this little bugger.
Oh, I got something. I mean, if she doesn't leave the cavern.
I think she's trying to leave the cavern. I got nothing short of calling some spirits to help me look, and that seems like maybe overkill.
Yeah, Roy is frustrated and looks at his drone, which would be perfect for this situation. But alas, it was damaged in our battle with the rabbits.
I forgot about that.
So Roy walks over to the box in the foliage and like starts tapping around in the foliage to see if he is going to like hit anything where somebody's hiding. Doesn't find anything. And is like, stares at the box, thinks maybe Paprika is hiding in the box, and decides to open the box.
Okay. I want to let Adora decide what's in the box, because I want that chaos factor, making a third party decide. Adora, what's in the box?
Whatever she picks is going to be better than what I was about to say. Guarantee.
This box is in the middle of this room of candy food.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's in it.
Correct.
Yeah.
And our companions are invisible. Paprika is slowly trying to creep out of the room. Ruda is just relaxing after a full 20 minutes of eating candy plants. And I don't think he's too amped to admit that he lost Paprika.
Yeah, no, everything's good. Everything's good, guys. We're on our way back to the ship.
It is a watermelon type shaped fruit with a face carved in it, wearing a beret.
Oh God. Oh God.
That is just unsettling.
Okay, I definitely.
Roy looks at this and says, well, perhaps we shouldn't have come and opened this box.
Yeah,
Who would put this here?
I'm definitely gonna radio Ruda and be like, hey buddy, hey Ruda, please tell me that one of you guys carved this face into this watermelon thing.
Yeah. Well, we saw the face too, but we didn't do it. We just said hi to it.
That's alarming.
Roy hears Ruda's voice coming from the corner of the room and realizes that he's standing over there up against the wall, but he can't see him.
I feel like there's something. I feel like there's something you could do with your light magic.
I don't even need to go that far. I was gonna say Roy picks up a handful of gravel off the ground and just throws it at where he thinks Ruda is. The dust and the whatnot makes his outline, covers his outline.
You guys hear distant footsteps. I'm running now.
Okay, hold on. I need
Before we
to.
go too far, I just want to tell you what I was gonna have be in the box was gonna be powdered rabbit urine. So, and it was just gonna explode like a fucking gender reveal party.
Jesus. Okay, I am rolling.
The creepy head is much more interesting.
Is it intuition or investigate? I think it's intuition. I'm rolling intuition to try to catch.
Paprika.
Try to catch Paprika. I was thinking about spending a string to get advantage on this, but I don't think it's. Actually, it might be worth it because I do not want Paprika to get lost in here. Okay, I'm spending a string. Oh, please don't break. Ah. Oh.
What would have been Ruda's reaction to having gravel thrown at him?
Well, Ruda's pretty hurt because he got it in his eye, his invisible eye.
Oh,
And he
God.
just happened to be leaving his mouth open, so he kind of swallowed a rock.
Oh. This would probably exacerbate the tension between Roy and Ruda.
Ruda was like trying to play a joke on Roy, and now the fun's over.
Okay. So I think it's Adora, do you know off the top of your head what the how you type it so that it rolls 3d6 but only keeps the highest two? Is it 3d6 K2?
That sounds right. Give me a.
Oh yeah, it's that. Okay. Woo! Alright, I rolled a 12. I spent one of my strings to get this, but I rolled a 12. That is on intuition, so I think this is entirely what's her name? Eilish just going with her gut, and I think that she just like reaches out and catches Paprika as she tries to run past.
Ah, hey!
And then I hold her up over my head and I say, I got her, Roy!
Roy throws more gravel.
Ruda gets hit with the gravel.
throwing
God damn
dirt!
it, my mouth was open.
Oh, that's excellent.
Biologicals would stop removing the visual capacity of others around you, then maybe I would.
I didn't give you consent to look at me.
Okay, so now we have the question of how long is this? Can we utilize this invisibility, or is this explicitly a just a problem?
I think it would only last for actually. Hey Ruda, you want to take a bite out of that watermelon head?
Gross.
Right, wash that rock down your esophagus.
I'll eat it if he's not gonna.
I mean, I'll eat it. That's not the issue. The issue is that Roy told me to eat it.
Listen, man, I'll eat anything.
I think that biting into the head would relieve at least some of the invisibility. It would start to bring someone back.
Oh, well, if that's why you wanted me to bite the watermelon head, I'm not biting it. This is a tactical advantage, and you are ruining my fun.
We are not down here to have fun, Paprika. We are down here to rescue refugees.
Life is all about finding fun and making fun of whatever situation you find yourself in, and I think you need to stop being such a dad about everything.
Oh my god.
For biologicals, life is suffering. For beings like me, life is repetition. The repetition of watching people like you suffer. Now, eat the watermelon.
I refuse. I'm not hungry.
I'm gonna carry her over to the watermelon and push her face into it like you do a cat who's refusing to eat.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% refusing. Like, I'm just like jerking my head away.
Oh, goodness. Rolls should be working again. I don't know what was going on there for a bit, but, I'll restart the thing if it becomes an issue again, but
Okay.
rolls are working now.
Can you move the timer for the mysterious creature up like 1 or 2 ticks?
That's a good point, yeah.
We heard the sound. There was that growl. There were some rocks shifting around, like a couple
I'm
pieces
moving
of
it up
gravel.
one click, because the next time it goes up one, we get attacked.
Sounds good.
Okay, I think I'm going to, I think I want to cut off some of that, watermelon head to take with us, so that we can force feed it to Paprika later.
Okay.
But-
I mean, and she's got a bunch of this stuff in her pockets, so it might be
Well,
able to help us at some point.
Yeah, but I don't have a knife, so I think I look around and then I end up pulling out my gun, and then I'm like, well, that's not going to be helpful. And then I kind of tap Roy and ask him to do it. Roy, you have a knife or a sword or something, right?
Yeah. I have a giant sword. Roy has a giant sword, but it's not for cutting watermelons.
So does Ruda. Okay.
Roy does a small hard light projection from his finger and just slices a piece off of the
Excellent. Okay. In that case, I think we should be moving because I am kind of nervous being stuck in a small space like this. Here, you hold on to this, and I pass Paprika to Roy, much as one passes a uncooperative cat who doesn't want to be held.
by the scruff. By the scruff of that poncho.
I can walk.
Can you? Can you walk?
I can. I have 2 legs. They're right here. You just can't see them.
Oh, most biologicals
Roy.
have more than 2 legs, and I assumed that you would have some trouble.
Roy, do you want me to get the leash for you? Is this a leash situation?
No.
Is Roy like holding me like just literally straight up, like just he's scruffed me at this point?
Yeah,
Oh,
I think so.
Eilish had you scruffed. Roy's holding you like a sack of potatoes.
Oh,
So it's like
Who is
thrown
my
over the
back
shoulder.
to?
Your back is to the ceiling.
Aw.
Were you going to fart on one of us?
I was going to tap my rocket boots together to hit Roy with the flame burst that comes out of the back of them.
I mean, if you did that, it would just make us both fall down at this point. But it wouldn't like burn me in the face or anything.
It doesn't matter. I want to be free.
Okay. Where do we...
Okay, Paprika taps her rocket boots, and Roy and Paprika fall to the ground. And Paprika rolls off, but is then also covered in the gravel that's on the floor, so she's more visible. Roy looks
Okay.
over and just says, well, this is more satisfactory, and
Okay.
proceeds to leave.
I'm sorry, friends. I think that I would think with that, it uses up enough time that I think we're out of time.
Oh, shit.
Give me 1 second. I gotta get this big, awkward number 3 out of here.
Okay.
Come on. It's very hard to grab the drawing things in this. Come on. Come on. Okay, I've got a plan. I know how I'm gonna do this.
Oh no. There's 2 of me.
Yeah, that's me. I had to...
Okay.
I can't grab the number 3, but I can grab the number 3 and something else. So I needed to create a second thing to grab it with.
Oh, okay.
Okay. This is going to be a very awkward fight because we are currently all 5 of us in a very tight space. How big do you think this space is? Roy, Zai? Do you think it's like 20 feet by 20 feet, like the size of like a living room?
I mean, if it were 20 by 20, I don't think all 5 of us would be in there. I would say more like 50 by 50.
Okay. Yeah, I'm all right with that. So I think that is the situation, and then we see. Actually, I think that. Ooh. Okay, here's what happens.
Can we see a shimmering iteration of that? Since it's kind of see-through right now anyway.
I think we see this thing smack to the ground in the room, and then it is invisible for a second. And then we see some of these fruit things, the tasty vegetables, disappear as bites are taken out of them. And then, who does it tackle? I can just roll. Let's roll for this.
Yeah, roll it.
Clockwise, starting at Eilish is number 1. That is Reverend Byrne.
Oh shit.
Is going to get tackled. So, the way this works is... yeah, so I think this is just a enemy move. There is no... Because the enemy is the one taking the initiative here, there's no roll to see like how well it works. It just happens. And the way it works is... let me give myself a refresher on it. Enemy move. I'm sending this to everyone so everyone can read along with me. Standard move is D6 plus enemy tier. And then we choose some conditions. Okay, so tier 1 is like a mob, and then it goes as high as tier 3, I think. So yeah, okay. So is this, if tier 1 is like a mob, tier 2 is like a captain, and tier 3 is like a boss. Zai, do you think this is a captain or a boss tier?
Captain.
Okay. We're gonna go with tier 2. Okay. So this
Work our way up. We fought like the grunts, i.e. the rabbits, and now we're getting to this guy.
Yeah. Does this guy look like... I don't remember if we defined this last time. Does it look like one of the rabbits, but like bigger and scarier?
No, I think it just looks like the way it looks on the map.
Excellent.
Like it's some weird pig bull demon thing.
Okay. So,
pig bull minotaur.
It attacks Reverend Byrne. Reverend Byrne, you take 4 points of health damage, and then
and that comes off armor first, right?
Yes, goes off of your armor first. And I think so. It has an additional effect, and I think the effect is Lingering dazed, you have disadvantage on anything that requires aim or precision. If this was a tier 1 enemy, that would only last one turn. Because it's a tier 2 enemy, it lasts until you do something to get rid of it.
Okay.
So you are... I'm looking for a good icon for this. I need to fix our icons. Give us some more... Ugh. Okay. I gave you a little, like, cracked skull icon. Okay, so... Who wants to react first? By the way, this thing is still invisible. Or... Yeah, I'm gonna say invisible.
Yeah, Ruda's going in.
Okay, how are you doing this that doesn't end in your friend Reverend Byrne dead?
Yeah, but is Ruda still invisible? That's my question.
Yes.
Yeah, so I'm still invisible. So I'm just going in stealth mode and just gonna try to, like, stab the fucker.
But it is also invisible.
Can invisible people see invisible people?
No,
they
because you
can't.
couldn't see Paprika.
Can I pick up a handful of gravel off the ground and throw it in the direction that Byrne just got attacked?
Absolutely. Roll a metal roll. This would be... Oh, what kind of skill would this be? I think this is street fighting, which your character has advantage in. I think stuff like throwing dirt in somebody's face is classic street fighting.
Absolutely dirty street fighting.
That's my girl. Aim for the eyes.
Okay, give it a roll, and if it doesn't work, then let me know. Okay, so a 9 is a mixed success. This is not rolling damage. With a mixed success, you suffer the consequences that the original roller would have suffered and advance their roll to the next tier. In this case, we're not doing the advance it to the next tier because the way that you're helping is by making it possible. Okay.
So in that case, do I just completely whiff the throw and throw more gravel onto myself?
No. No, it means you did... It means you succeeded at what you were trying to do. You managed to get some dirt on this thing so that it's visible, but you've got its attention and it's angry at you now. Ruda, why don't you roll kick some ass? Oh, it's not called kick some ass. Whatever it's called in this game. Head to head.
Street. Not rolling street.
Yeah, do you know how? Do you remember?
I need a reminder.
Okay, so click on your character, and then in the top left of the screen, there should be 2 buttons. One says load abilities, and one says take an action. Click on take an action. The move you want to use is head to head. And then the skill you want to use is... I'm looking at your character sheet to see what your... you probably want to use street fighting. That's your preferred fighting style. And then for your, when it asks you what ability you want to use, you're going to want to select whatever your weapon is called, Zweihander. Unless you're using the Gatling gun, which seems very dangerous. They both seem very dangerous.
Right,
huh?
In an enclosed area.
I would call demons, but I don't think demons will be able to see the invisible, so I'm just going to put the sword.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Everyone do me a favor.
Mm-hmm.
In the soundtrack channel, click the yes button. Fucking democracy. Ugh. There we go.
Okay.
Brent, nothing happened when I submitted.
Okay. It's doing this thing. I thought I had fixed this problem, but the problem is coming back up again. It's okay. I can roll for you. Roll 2d6 plus, and then you have 2 tough, or 2 grit and 1 street fighting, so that's a +3. Okay, 11. That's excellent.
Sweet.
So I'm going to... Okay, head to head. Okay, so on a grate, which is what you got, you attack an enemy, you receive an enemy attack, choose 1 bonus and 1 complication. I'm gonna work on... So instead of you receiving the enemy attack, it's going to be Paprika who receives the enemy attack instead. So while I work on that, Morgan, do you see the bonuses and complications there?
In the chat, or?
In the chat, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so choose one of those bonuses and 1 complication.
We're gonna suffer morale. And
Bold choice.
enemy. What's +1 string?
That means you build up your relationship with someone. It's a really good one for like narrative drama.
Yeah.
I highly recommend it, especially since you're like helping somebody, or you're being helped by somebody. I think that develop a string with Paprika would be a really good fit here.
Yeah,
Or
I think it would be really relevant here.
either Paprika or Reverend Byrne.
Right.
Paprika because she's helping you, or Reverend Byrne because you're getting this monster off of her.
Yeah.
Who do you want?
Reverend Byrne. We get a +1 string.
Okay, so Zai, can you help Ruda get that string added to his character sheet while I do the rolls on the enemy attack and stuff like that?
Oh.
Okay. So, Morgan takes 5 points of damage. That's gonna come out of your armor first. Ooh! You only have 5 points of armor. So you have no armor left. Your armor is broken. Next attack you get is coming out of your health. Close that. And then the damage you dealt to this thing was... eight points of damage. Okay. So,
what should the name of the string be? I just have shared strength written down here.
well, is it with Paprika or Reverend
No.
Byrne, Morgan?
It's with Reverend Byrne.
Combat
And that question was
buddies?
also for Morgan.
I mean, yeah, it is going on Morgan's character sheet. It is a relationship with Reverend Byrne. I like battle buddies.
I think that's a great one.
I'm gonna put comrades.
That's very good. Okay, so
One word simpler.
uh,
All right, strings on your page now.
okay, so the last thing I need to figure two things out. One of them is what aspects does this thing have? What attributes that we can break? So we know one of them is it's able to daze people, and I think that is, we'll call that bull rush. I think
It's agile as fuck because it's been climbing around the ceilings and whatnot.
Yeah. I think that's really good. So we'll call that one calling that one chameleon crawl. Well, actually, that's a bad thing because we'll call it gecko crawl, and then we'll call the third one chameleon camo. There we go. So bull rush, gecko crawl, and chameleon camo are this thing's three things that it has. Ooh, and I've been forgetting to do the between turns things. Alright, so first things first, you did 8 points of damage. That is being applied to its armor first. And
Good hit.
now it counterattacked. It dealt 5 points of damage to Paprika. So, Paprika,
Oh no.
and that's going to be particularly bad because you are holding Paprika.
Yeah.
Which I don't think that Roy takes any of the damage, but I do think it's probably pretty upsetting holding onto your ward as she gets smacked around. I think it has this like rat tail thing. I think it spins around and smacks her with that. From across the room, it like extends as it spins.
Wow. I think that we're just gonna go with it smacks her out of Roy's hands.
Ooh, that's very good. That's very good. That way I don't have to pick a condition that gets applied. Okay, so she gets knocked out of Roy's hands, and okay, now we need a battlefield event that happens before we move on to the next thing, and I think...
when it smacked me, did it hurt me?
Yeah, you took 5 points of damage. It gets applied to your armor first, and then your...
Which is the shielding?
Yeah.
Okay.
That it would... If it had shield piercing, then that would, do something else, but it doesn't, so... Okay, so the battlefield event that happens is this thing crawls up onto the ceiling, and I think the ceiling is like 15 feet up, so it's hard to reach, but we've got guns and stuff. We'll figure it out. Who wants to go next?
I think Roy would go next. Oh. Go ahead, Ador.
So, the idea I've got is that,
Keep in mind that you are dazed, and you're going to have disadvantage on anything that requires aim or concentration until you deal with that dazedness. If one of us can try to heal that when we get a chance.
I do have an idea. I'm not sure if it would quite fall under that amount of concentration.
Okay.
But an attempt to use the divine voice to try and get it to be angry enough to drop its camouflage by singing a particular song. In this case, it would be comma, chameleon. You come and go. You come and go.
That's
Perfect.
phenomenal. Also, I was wrong. Dazed affects aim, finesse, and precision. It does not affect concentration. There's a separate ability called brain fog that affects concentration. So, you have no problem doing that. Okay,
Boy George is the trigger.
that's excellent. Let me see. What? Let's see. It's not research. It's not navigate. I think this might be negotiate, actually.
With the singing?
Mm-hmm. It's either negotiate or setup. You're trying to persuade it to do something. Negotiate is any time you are trying to use words and persuasion and trickery to try to get somebody to do something. You are not doing something that takes away its camouflage. You're trying to get it to lower its camouflage. So, but you're not using your words. You're kind of doing a spell. So, I could see either way. What do you think, Dora? Negotiate or set up?
Probably setup, I think.
Go for it. So this is probably going to be Heart Divinity,
Okay.
I would think. And then, yeah, your whatever the ability is called, Divine Force.
Middling roll.
Okay. So, game.
I guess a short opening where it briefly flickers.
I like that. Yeah, it's a short opening. So a short opening lasts until the next time that you take your turn. So the opening is closed
Nice.
Right before the next time you act. You're not able to take advantage of your own opening when it's yours, when it's short. But it's not like the next person who does something has to take advantage of that. So I think I'm gonna go next, and I wanna just spike this fucker while his shield is down.
Sure. Don't we have to have the battlefield event and complication?
Fuck. Yes, we do. Thank you for the reminder. Okay.
I'll take just a morale penalty again. Is that 2d6?
It's just one. By the way, that reminds me, I don't think I ever rolled the d6 for Morgan's morale penalty. Okay, I'm subtracting 3 morale for Morgan. Resolve. Okay. Okay, can you subtract your own resolve, Adora?
We did it.
Alright, excellent. And then battlefield event happens, and then after the battlefield event, there is gonna be a second thing that happens. So, oh boy. So Zai, I'm thinking the battlefield event that happens is it calls for reinforcements, and we get some more of those rat things showing up.
Rabbids.
What do you think?
Sounds good to me.
Okay. I'm gonna grab some of those rat things, and in the meantime, it's going to attack someone. Maybe do like a venomous spit. Zai, tell me.
Roy hasn't gotten the move yet.
So this is the way this works. Is every time you take an action, there's the consequences of the action, and then after the consequences of the action are the there is the enemy turn, which happens between every player turn.
Okay, so this is just a consequence
this
of
is
the
just
doors.
the consequence was it calling reinforcements. The enemy action is it, I guess, spitting venom is what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Okay, so who's he attacking?
I mean, it would make sense for it to be me if I just irritated him.
That makes sense, especially because yeah, that's very good. I
I
don't.
mean, you're only one of the 3 visible people. Well, more visible.
Yes. Okay. Okay. I summoned some more of these things for us to deal with. Okay. And then the attack is just gonna be, since this is just I just came up with this on the fly, but I like this. Let me know what you guys think. Normally, when you get hit by an enemy move, it's both the damage and a complication. Like, every time. There's always something that happens in addition to the damage. But because we're usually going to see kind of back-to-back stuff happening, either a move followed immediately by a move, or a battlefield event followed immediately by a move, or battlefield event to battlefield event, I think on those in-between turn events, if it's an enemy move, it doesn't have the complication that comes with it. It's just damage. Just to kind of make things flow faster and not be as dramatic.
Okay.
Oh, that should be a +2. There we go. Okay. Adora, you take 7 points of damage as this thing hawks a ball of acidic bile at you.
A ball of gross.
Yeah. Now, Zai, I was just going to use my turn to snipe him with my long gun while his active camo is down, but did you want to do something?
No, you can go ahead.
Okay. Take an action. This is going to be Spike, because he has an opening. Dueling. Which ability would you like to use? Wait, actually... Yeah, this is explicitly sniping. So when it comes to doing attacks, there's basically like a whole bunch of different skills that cover like the different kinds of combat styles. Generally, you can pick whatever one you have training in order to like get the best roll. But if there is one that is much more applicable, you have to use the most applicable one. So like, my training is in dueling, but if I was going to do combat by like throwing dirt in somebody's face, I wouldn't use my dueling roll. I would have to use street fighting. So even though I am trained in dueling, I'm using sniping as my skill because this thing's up on the ceiling and I'm trying to hit a moving target.
Yeah.
Feels like it's sniping. Dicey's dueling guns and no advantage. Okay. Fuck yeah. 10.
Nice.
Okay. On a 10 to 12, you break an enemy's tag, receive a critical move, choose one complication and one bonus. So the enemy tags that we came up with were Gecko Crawl, Chameleon Thing, and Bull Rush, if I remember correctly.
Bull Rush, Gecko Crawl, Chameleon Camo.
I think it would be most appropriate if the thing I break is its Gecko Crawl, since it's climbing on the ceiling right now.
Or the bleeding out could cause it to be visible enough.
Yeah, no, either one would work. Yeah, I think I want to break the gecko crawl. I think that's I think the image of this thing being up on the ceiling and then we get like a small flicker of an opportunity and I hit it and then it falls to the floor and then it can't crawl up the walls anymore. I think that's a really good scene. So if there are no complaints, I'm gonna go with that one. I'm putting it off to the side just so it's not in the way of our characters. Now, what was I doing? Okay, so I break its tags. So now it has remaining tags, Bull Rush, and Chameleon Camo. And then it does a critical move on me.
Ooh.
Zai, can you read that thing I just posted and figure out what a critical move is while I figure out the next stuff that happens?
Critical move. Anytime an enemy attacks a character who has an opening, it deals a critical move. Choose 2 bonus effects, deal d6 plus enemy tier damage. Temporarily break one of the character's tags or abilities.
You also do damage to it, yeah?
So you don't do
D6
damage?
plus enemy tier damage.
So when you do well, that means the enemy's damage goes up. So when you do a spike, you don't do damage. Instead, it just deletes one of their health bars. So this thing has a health bar of 10, but it has 3 tags, so it effectively has 30 health. But when you do a spike, it just deletes an entire health bar. So now it has gone from 30 health down to 20 health.
Got it. Okay.
Okay. Break an enemy's tag, receive an enemy's critical move, choose 1 complication and 1 bonus. I think the bonus I want to choose is a forward, and the complication, I'm gonna choose +1 enemy move tier. No, I can't afford that. I'm gonna fucking die if I do that. I already forgot that I have lost the use of my hands. I shouldn't have been able to do that shot, but I think we're a little too late.
Impressive.
Yeah, she does it with her fucking...
I imagine your character just kind of like resting the stock on the ground and just kind of hugging the sniper rifle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that we have to... You know what? I'm going to go with advance a clock, and I'm going to add a new clock, and this clock is the crew get eaten.
Uh-oh.
You know, well, it doesn't necessarily have to be all that dramatic, but you get the idea. And let's say this thing starts at 6 o'clock, which is standard, so it's going to advance to 7 o'clock. Okay, so that was the complication. Now, Zai. So what do I have to do to receive a critical move?
Oh, I closed it.
That's okay. I'm looking at it now. So I get attacked for D6
plus enemy tier.
Enemy tier, which is normally 2, but because I chose... Oh, no, I didn't choose +1 damage. So it's going to be D6 plus 2. And then... Fuck. Okay. It gets D6 plus 2. It gets 2 bonus effects, and it breaks one of my tags. Or, staggers one of my tags. So let me start with just that damage. It's 4 points of damage.
It seems like you were punished for a good roll. I don't understand.
So the thing with a spike, I'm taking this straight out of one of the rule books that I used for inspiration for this game. The idea is that a spike is you go all in on an enemy during it, and you do a ton of damage, and it gets to hit you hard in return. If you do a head-to-head, you hit them and they hit you. If you do a spike, you hit them hard and they hit you hard. But usually, it's still works out.
I didn't realize it was just because it was a spike.
Yep, it's because it's a spike. So I took out an entire health bar from him. So in exchange, I have to deal with. I take 4 points of damage, not the end of the world. I get 2 bonus effects, and then one of my tags gets staggered. Staggered's not the end of the world. It gets healed at the end of the fight.
You were at 1 health on this bar, weren't you, though?
I don't think I was the one who was down to 1 health left, but maybe I was. Let's see. I was, but it's a new fight, which means my armor comes back. So I get to take it out of my armor instead of my health. Okay. I'm down to 5 out of 9.
The party is all very concerned about Eilish's health.
I know. Okay. So, I'm doing show to players again for the enemy move. Can you guys help me pick 2 bonus effects to get applied to Eilish?
I think you should definitely have dazed.
Dazed feels appropriate. And
fatigued.
Yeah, I like that. I think especially since I'm already wounded, I think maybe it falls down and like smacks me in my broken arm, and it's not so much that it does extra damage, it's just that that's such a sensitive region that it's so painful that I'm like taken out of commission for a bit. So both dazed and fatigued. I like that. I will add that now.
All right.
Jesus, God, this is a good game. I like how fucking brutal this game is. All right, and then let me see if there's anything else that I'm forgetting. Forward, yes. So the last thing is I created, as my bonus, I created a forward. I think that forward is like Adora suggested. I think that forward is gonna be, this thing has some blood on it. And so when somebody wants to take advantage of that, I think it literally is just somebody can take advantage of that opening to get a shot off on it and ignore its camo again. So, Roy, do you want to go next?
Yep. All right. Roy uses his, before I say uses, Roy reverses the polarity on the boots of his electromagnetic jumpsuit and jumps up to the ceiling where the monster was a second ago.
Okay.
And uses his segmented Nodachi. He went up there basically to gain a stronger anchor point for what he's about to attempt, which is using his segmented Nodachi as a bladed whip and wrapping it with a flick of his wrists around this monster's neck to immobilize it or hold it still, so that even if it does go invisible again, it's going to be in that one position. I assume Roy wouldn't be able to move for the duration of this either.
That's excellent.
While he does it, he says, "Dismal undermine, a savage, deadly beast howls at the perfect blade."
So I think that is either a setup or a medal. I almost think that is a medal on the next person's move. Like your. No, it's setup. It's a setup. You're.
Yeah, I think it's a setup because I'm just like, I'm not. There's no specific move that I'm anticipating anybody else to do. I'm just holding them still.
Absolutely.
And hopefully getting a little damage on them.
So go ahead and do that setup. You don't have to take advantage of the forward that I made.
Okay. Set up. Submit. And which skill should I use? I feel like this would be... Let me look at my skills. Which one is high?
So I don't think this is street fighting, which is often the case with these kinds of, like, you know, trying to create an advantage in combat stuff. I could see this being a warfare thing.
Yeah, I could see it being warfare. I could see it being parkour. Although parkour doesn't really have violence
parkour is
implied
kind
in
of the
it, so-
setup to the move, not the follow through on the move.
Yeah, I think this should be warfare.
Yeah, go ahead and do warfare.
Because I'm trying to control the battlefield by
Excellent. Yeah,
controlling his movements.
good justification there.
What's warfare under grit? Grit warfare. Which ability would you like to use?
Segmented Nodachi. By the way...
No advantage, right?
Huh?
No advantage, right? I don't need to use that.
No advantage unless you want to take advantage of the forward I created, but since you're trying to create a forward, I think that would be kind of reductive.
Yeah.
All right, so a 9, that's a mixed success.
Third.
You create 2 forwards or an opening. A battlefield event happens and a complication.
An opening is a status that can be applied to an enemy via the setup move. Yeah, opening is what I want to do.
So yeah, the difference between a forward and an opening is a forward gives somebody like just a general advantage on something they attempt to do. An opening specifically allows them to use the spike move to eliminate an entire health bar and does the equivalent of like 3 or 4 attacks worth of damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna make an opening and then look with a with a nonplussed face towards Ruda, or where Ruda's shimmering image would be.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would expect Ruda to, you know, be somebody who can come through and really fuck something up, but it would need to be immobilized, and that's the status that I would want to put on it.
I agree. Okay, so let's go through the steps here. You created an opening, a battlefield event happens, and a complication. And choose one complication. Okay, which complication do you want? The -1 forward isn't relevant. The battlefield event is worse, or you suffer morale?
I'm gonna suffer morale. Roy feels pretty bad about Paprika getting hit while he was carrying her.
Okay, I'm rolling for you. That's -2 resolve. I think the battlefield event that happens, so it's only a tier 2 battlefield event. I think the battlefield event that happens is these little rabbits that were summoned earlier just start climbing over like all of us that are on the ground. So they're not attacking us, but we are all kind of like, you know, it's going to be hard to move with these things like crawling up our legs and trying to bite at us. Like, they're not doing any damage, but they're very distracting and disorienting.
Unless you're invisible.
That's true, but all of our invisible people have dust on it. No, but yeah, I think our invisible people don't get targeted by this. I think it's just me and...
Yeah, I think... Yeah, it would be you and Byrne. Because Paprika and Ruda, even if they aren't fully invisible, they're still partly invisible. And Roy's on the ceiling.
Okay, so now it's creature's turn. Who's this
holding the creature still
gonna attack? I feel like it attacks me.
Which creature? I thought that you would be immobilized.
That's a good point. So it probably wouldn't be an attack then.
Like, if there was somebody right next to it, I could see that, but everybody looks to be some distance away from it.
Okay, how about this? It's instead of an attack, we call it a battlefield event. I think what it does is it like grabs the segmented Nodachi thing and just pulls and tries to pull you down to the ground.
Word.
You would still have the opening on it, like you still have it wrapped around its neck. It's just trying to, that connection goes both ways, and it's trying to take advantage of that. So in
Do I need a roll, or does that thing need a roll? I think that thing needs a roll.
So with events and enemy attacks, you don't roll to see what happens. If it's an attack, you roll to see how much damage is done. But in this case, since it's not trying to damage you, I don't think anybody rolls. I think you just get the status applied to you that you are prone. I think it pulled you from the ceiling and smacked you down on the ground, and now you're, no real damage. Maybe you had the wind knocked out of you, but you're prone and you'll have to get up before you can do anything.
Okay.
Okay, so next up, Paprika has not gone yet. Paprika, do you want to take advantage of that opening?
Sure.
Please do a running jump over Roy's body.
Also, I think when Eilish sees that you are, the dusty shape that is Paprika, start moving, I think Eilish shouts, "Don't use the grenades! Don't use the grenades! We're in a very small enclosed environment. Please do not use the grenades."
Oh, but I really wanted to use the grenades.
Yeah, but we're in a very small enclosed environment. It's gonna hit all of us.
How close is the monster to anybody else? Like, I know he just pulled Roy off the ceiling,
Okay, so I was picturing that when he fell from the ceiling, he fell into, the middle of the room. I have him pushed off to the side just so we can, see easier, but I think he is, right in the middle of the room. And remember, you do have your razor wire.
This sounds dumb. Hold on, let me take a look at the character sheet. Can I use the rocket skates in conjunction with one of my weapons?
Yeah, absolutely. What do you have in mind?
Okay, I kind of just want to, blast across the room because I don't want to take the chance of triggering these rabbits to start climbing on me. I would like to rocket booster myself across the room and just, use the razor yo-yo at the same time.
So what I'm picturing is, you kind of get a crouch and then you rocket forward, and as you're flying, you underhand roll the yo-yo so it goes under this thing while you go over this thing, and then you pull it taut and try to, cut the thing in half with your yo-yo.
Oh my god, yes.
Yeah, okay, we'll see how well that works, but I think that's what you're attempting. That's fucking badass. Okay, so...
Alternatively, if you decided to use the grenades, I was going to be just dunk that shit like a basketball player.
I was totally thinking of just aiming for the ceiling and trying to cause a rock collapse on him, but I don't want to trap all of us.
We're all in here, yeah. That would kill us.
This is why you don't let a 9-year-old in the battlefield.
Or give them grenades, I guess.
Yeah. No, this is excellent. So you can take advantage of Roy's opening, and you can take advantage of my forward, and that should get you a pretty fucking good roll. So
this would be a spike, right?
This is a spike.
Would you say this is also street fighting?
Yeah. I think anytime you are rollerblading while using a razor yo-yo to attack somebody, it is inherently street fighting.
And I do choose the the razor yo-yo for my ability to use, right?
And you also want to use you do have advantage if you're taking advantage of the forward I created.
Oh, God.
Holy
God damn.
fucking shit. Look at that.
Well,
That's
rip
a
this
thing of
guy.
beauty. Okay. 7 points of damage. Oh, wait. Well, let's see what we got here. And this thing has armor piercing. Okay. So, on a 13 plus, and you rolled a fucking 14. On a 13 plus, you break their tag and do not receive a counter move.
Nice.
And you get to choose 2 bonuses. There is no enemy move, so your 2 bonuses are a forward and a string. Okay. So the remaining enemy tags that you can break are camouflage and bull rush. Which one of those do you want to break?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was hitting the wrong push to talk button. I said I want to go ahead and break the camouflage. I would imagine with a hit like that, he's probably covered in blood. So I don't think he's basically suffering like a more advanced version of like what me and Ruda were like headed towards with the dust on us. Like he's just got blood all over him now. So there's no more shimmer effect.
Yeah, no, I love
Is
that.
he still alive?
No, he. So he's still alive. He's down, well below half. He's at about.
Can we just say that she fully cut off his tail?
Yeah, no, that's
or
excellent.
something? Like, dude should be missing a body part.
I would totally love to cut off his arm as some form of revenge for my comfort buddy.
Yeah, no, that's phenomenal. Okay, so you have, I'm going to get rid of, okay, yeah, so he has, remaining tags, he has Bull Rush minus tail. We never formalized the tail as a tag, but he no longer has the tail. And he no longer has camouflage because he is fucking covered in blood. I think that you take off the tail, but also like the wire I think that as the yo-yo retracts, it like, if you've ever seen something that is like wrapped in a wire and then you pull the wire back and it like lashes around the outside of the thing as it retracts, I think that's what happens. And I think that's what causes it to be like so bloody. Okay. So, you get a forward, you create an additional forward, that's just going to replace the one that you just used, so I'll just leave that in place. And you get a string. Who do you get a string with? I think that maybe you advance your string with Roy.
I was thinking the same thing, especially since he had like just pulled Roy off the ceiling. I would totally look at that as like, I protected my dad.
Yeah, totally. Perfect. Okay, so go ahead.
Since I have an existing string with him, do I just take it up to the next notch?
Yep.
Sounds good. I will do that.
And to be clear, it's the next notch and not the next number.
Yeah, the little like
The little dots.
bullet point. Yeah.
I need a better word for them. I like notch. Okay, so.
Bubble. I was looking for the word bubble, like a test form, and I just blanked.
So dynamic duo is at 2 now, right? Wait, no, not the number. Which dot are you on, Anais? Can you see my screen?
Mine's on the 4th bubble in the middle row. So like not the dark section, the middle one.
This one right here?
No, the 4th one.
Okay.
So, I'm trying to decide if you both increase it.
I thought we did. My bad. I just did that shit
I
automatically.
know. I'm thinking about it. I think that only she increases it. And the reason for that is that your strings represent your personal attachment to somebody else. And the reason that she increases it and not both of you increase it is because when she uses that string, when she leverages her relationship with you to get a bonus on a roll or, or whatever, she's going to spend her string, but you're not expected to spend your string at the same time. So,
all right, makes sense.
Yeah. So she gets a +1, but you don't. But I mean, like, narratively, you still benefit from her having a more profound attachment to you. It's just not. It does not de facto result in you having a more profound relationship with her as well. If that makes sense. Okay, so now that was the end of that turn. We're back at the top of the turn order, and the enemy needs to go and do something. I think that okay, here's what I think happens. I think this thing stands up and roars, and all of the rabbits that are climbed around Eilish and Reverend Byrne take that signal to just start chomping. What do you guys think? If there's no objections, then that's what I'm gonna go with. And
no, that sounds about right. I would imagine like a boss roar kind of like incentivizes them to go nuts. It's like a frenzy.
Yeah. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, instead of rolling a d6 and applying that damage to one person, I think I'm gonna roll. I'm not gonna do.
Spend a string here?
Huh?
Can I spend a string here to reduce this in some way as the giver of berets?
I would say you can spend a string to stop it altogether.
I will do that.
Okay. Tell me what that means in fiction.
I will grab the watermelon, what's remaining of it, and hold it up, pointing to the carved beret on the watermelon head, and use the voice-ish to remind them of the gift.
No, I really like that. That's really good. So you don't have to roll for this. Do go ahead and subtract that string. And then I think that, so you subtract that string, and then I think that there's a good move here where you follow up on that and tell them to turn against their master. I don't think that I think that has to be a separate roll, but if you wanted to do that, I think that could be really cool.
Yeah, I will definitely do that.
Okay, so you can go ahead and take the first turn of the action then. How does that play out?
I'm going to point again at the beret, and then point at the bleeding creature, and sort of give a feral growl.
And say, feast, my children!
And I guess that'd be a head-to-head, maybe?
Yeah.
Or negotiate, one or the other?
No, I like head-to-head. I like it. It's a very indirect attack. You're attacking via rat things. So Go ahead and roll. I'm gonna make up a new like temporary weapon that you're using for this roll in order to determine the harm. So the weapon is going to be the rabbits, and it is going to be rolling with that thing. So I don't think this is divinity as the skill. I think that this is some kind of like persuasion or something. Still probably under heart. Charm?
Charm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And then just used a NA for the ability on the...
Yeah, no, use your voice thing.
Okay. And there no advantage or anything, okay?
Yeah. Okay. If you want, you could take advantage, because, yeah, you could use the advantage, the forward that Paprika created if you wanted to make that an even better roll.
Sure.
So the way you would do that is you rolled a 5 and a 2. So
yeah,
just
I'm gonna
roll a
replace the
d6 and see if you get something higher than a 2. 3.
Well, brings
That
up to a
puts you
10,
up to a
which
10.
is one higher.
Yeah, so that is a great. Okay, so you attack the enemy, you receive an enemy attack, and choose one bonus and one complication. So you look at those bonuses and complications. I will roll the attack for you. We're looking at a d6 plus, let's just say plus 3. No, choose receive an enemy attack, choose one bonus and one complication. Okay, so you do 9 points of damage. That's very good. That puts him down to... Fuck me. 12 minus 9.
3.
Thank you. Come on. Come on. Alright, so he's got 3 health left, no shield. And then 3 health, no shield. You did damage. Yeah. Okay, so which do you want as your bonus or string before it counterattacks?
I will regain the string to the creatures.
Oh, yeah, that rocks. Okay, awesome. And the complication?
Enemy move tier +1.
Fuck yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. So let's look at enemy move. Oops, that's not what I want. Okay. So it's gonna have one complication that it applies. There we go. Maybe damage over time bleeding.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna change the numbers on that damage over time, but okay. So you've got medium bleeding damage over time. Go ahead and I'll just. Gross. Good enough. Okay. You already did your damage. You already. Oh yes, and now it rolls against you. And you said you took +1 enemy tier.
Yep.
Ooh, so that actually means that in addition to his damage going up, the tier of the complication also goes up. So he is now up to a tier 4 or a tier 3 complication. So it's going to be heavy damage over time, which is going to be an immediate problem you have to deal with. So only 4 damage now, but your bleeding is heavy damage over time. He doesn't have Bull Rush anymore, and he doesn't have his tail, so I think this is just a fucking gnarly bite.
Okay.
Okay, so give yourself 4 damage applied to your armor first, if you still have any armor left.
I had 1 point of armor left.
Okay. Yeah, and you now have severe bleeding over time, which I'm gonna say is 5 points of damage per turn.
Okay. I have 5 points of health. That's not great right now.
That is not. Okay, this thing only has 1 tag remaining, and that tag is and he only has 3 health left, at which point his next tag will be gone, which will be his last remaining tag. So whoever attacks him next is gonna finish him off. Who wants the killing blow on this thing?
Nobody else takes it out. Ruda will finish the fucker off.
Ruda, you started it. I think it is appropriate that you finish it.
Alright, I'm going Master of Demons on this motherfucker.
Oh boy.
Shit.
Are you going to summon a demon? Consider that might cause more problems than it creates. Or
Yeah. Alright, I'm going back on what I said. I'm gonna take that Gatling gun.
yeah,
Oh god.
Guy's gun.
the Gatling gun fucking rules. Do you want to, Reverend Byrne, do you want to, like, shout a warning out to these rabbits before Ruda unleashes his Gatling gun at this thing?
Yeah, I'll tell him to flee.
Okay,
Oh,
thank
that's
you.
sweet.
Maybe that's how it gets the opening to hit me.
Yeah.
Good thing that wasn't Roy's rabbits. Like, nah, fuck them.
Okay.
They're monsters.
Ruda, go ahead and click on your guy. Click take an action. This is going to be a head-to-head move, and you are using street fighting, pretty sure.
Oh, wait, what?
Actually, this would probably be warfare, if it's not too late to change it. How's it going over there, Morgan?
It's going alright. Head to head.
And choose your skill as warfare. Because I think it's pretty hard to argue that unleashing a Gatling gun on somebody is street fighting unless something has gone horribly wrong in the streets of your city.
Brandon did the same thing again, where it just like went to the cursor and went to the field but didn't do anything.
Ah, man. Okay. Well, I'll have to debug that thing at some point. So now I'll roll it for you. Roll 2d6 plus 2. I'm pretty sure you've got 2 grit. Is that correct? Stats. Oh no, your grit is 3. Okay, so this is 2d6 plus 3. Woo! Woo! Look at that.
Nice.
Fuck it!
Well, that's dead.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on this just so that you can choose your bonuses, because that thing's fucking dead as dead. Okay, choose 2 bonuses. Advantage 1, don't need that. +1 forward, probably a little late for that to be relevant. -1 enemy tier, it's too late for that. Okay, how about this? I will give you either I think you're gonna get a string out of this, and then either you create an advantage that you can take advantage of later, or you are able to answer a question about the setting or something you would want to know.
All right, let's answer a question.
All right. Do you have any questions in mind? Do you want the party to brainstorm some?
Party, let's brainstorm.
Come on, party. What kind of questions do you think we could ask that Ruda we could discover coming out of this encounter?
Who are we
Wait
asking
for
these
folks
questions?
to get out.
Are we asking the monster questions?
So the way
It's
it works
awesome.
is essentially, as a reward, Ruda gets to ask. Ruda gains a piece of information from the narrative as a result
okay.
of this encounter. I think that something about like what is this monster would be relevant, and I also think that something like how about this? Are there any more like this?
I would think that you would also want to know what, if any, connection does this monster have to the facility?
That's very good. Okay, so one possible question is there anything else like this in this cave? Another question is, does this have any connection to the facility? And then I would say that maybe a third possible question would be like, is this thing intelligent? Which of those questions do you want, Ruda?
Is this thing intelligent?
That's very good. Zai? What do you think?
What was the question? I'm sorry, I didn't hear it.
Is this thing intelligent?
Nope.
All right. Pretty dumb. I'm gonna modify that and
It's a monster.
point this back at Zai. Was this thing intelligent?
Define intelligence.
Sapient? Was it ever capable of language?
I would say there's some part of it that used to be intelligent.
That's excellent. I think
Not
that's
the
all we
majority
need.
of it.
That's very
Okay.
good. Okay. And then the last thing is, what is the advantage Ruda creates during this fight that is going to last us, going forward in the level? This is kind of an untraditional way to do this, but I think that maybe the way that advantage gets applied is the crew gets eaten clock goes back an hour. Like, the other stuff that lives in this cave is so intimidated by what they just saw that they're less likely to fuck with us and ours.
I don't know, because a certain level of fear indicates a certain level of intelligence.
Nope, I respect that. Okay, well then,
I think
God, this is grisly.
I mean, they could have heard lots of big bang shooty things.
No, I have a thought for how this could create an advantage, and I hate it, but it's super on brand for Ruda.
do it.
What if you took its head with you? So
Do
that
it.
every time somebody tries to, intimidate us.
Be the fucking Witcher. You're Geralt. Just take his head. Like, hey, I got his head. You want to give me some gold? Toss a coin to your Ruda.
What do you think, Ruda?
Take
Yeah,
his
that's
fucking
kinda how
head
I'm
off.
Okay, so go ahead and give yourself, I'll go ahead and type it in for you. On your character sheet, under resources, I am adding a forward, and it is called Monster Head.
I've been calling this thing a pigatar in my head.
Pig. Pigotaur?
Yep.
Pigotar head. Phenomenal. I'm going to give you 2 uses of that rather than the traditional 1 use, since this was a pretty badass end to the encounter. And now, we're not entirely done just yet, because our poor friend
is bleeding out.
Our poor friend is seconds away from suffering serious harm vis-a-vis bleeding.
That's Eilish, right?
No, it was me last time. This time it's Reverend Byrne.
I didn't realize you took that much damage.
So the big thing was that she took significant bleed damage. She took tier 3 bleed damage. Eilish is pretty shit at medicine. Her heart is -1. Does anybody in this party have a decent heart score?
I do.
Mine's
As
Is it
remember,
negative 1?
I recently gained a trauma of not wanting to practice medicine because I failed at it.
And you probably don't love the idea of practicing medicine on yourself. Oh, good God.
Roy could probably push together her wounds with some hard light constructs, but it'll hurt
Okay.
a lot. A lot. Because we have no healers once again.
Okay, here's what I think we do. I think that we can let I think that in fiction, Roy can use his wits as like first aid to try to patch him together. And
I got it. Where are we? What room are we in? We're in a room with these weird candy plants that turn things invisible and could possibly have other properties. I think it would make sense if Paprika walked over and just started trying to shove these things that were in her pocket into Byrne's face. So yeah, she might become invisible, but it might also heal her.
That is. I think Eilish is going to warn again. I think that sounds like a real gamble. How about this? We are not terribly far away from the room that the rest of the Gemini crew are hiding out in, and we have Anahir there, who is a licensed doctor specializing in field medicine. I could run and get her while Roy does some emergency first aid.
There is, I'm down with the emergency first aid, but the ship's right here. We could totally get her into a medical bay and just put her into it's the future. Med pods have to be a thing.
I mean, yes, but we're talking rounds here. We're not talking minutes.
That's true.
Oh,
She's got a severe bleed.
Yeah. She's got a
All right, I'll hold your wounds together with the glowy light.
She's got a fucking punctured artery. Okay, Roy, you know what? I don't think this is... no, it's definitely a roll of some kind. I tell you what, Roy. Can you do a roll that is recovery? This would probably be soul occult. And then your hard light constructs.
Mm-hmm.
And if you had a string with our friend here, this would be the perfect time to use it, but you don't.
Not.
Okay, and while you're doing that, I am sprinting to go get Anna here. All right, how do we do?
Not bad.
That's not bad. I've seen worse.
So I passed, but like I said, it'll hurt.
Okay, so instead of refilling the target's health, what happens is we remove the bad condition instead. So, and then the
Yeah,
choose
if
a
it
complication.
had gone to a 7, I would have say take away the bleeding and replace it with like burned.
Yeah. Okay. So, Zai, it's your call for a complication. We either advance a clock, which would probably be the crew gets eaten clock. We lose a string, you suffer morale, or you pay a price.
I'm gonna suffer morale again.
Should I be the one to suffer morale instead,
Nope.
perhaps, as it hurts?
Nope, you were the one who suffered morale when you were fixing me up. Roy has to be the one who suffers morale when he's fixing you up.
Yeah. Roy is suffering morale because he is healing and organic, which doesn't make sense to him.
But I only rolled a 1 on the morale check, so you only suffer 1 resolve damage. And then Anna here gets here and does the actual medicine. I think narratively it would be appropriate if okay. So we're at a pretty good stopping point here. We had a big meaty fight. It's 420, blaze it.
Okay,
and we are, we've been playing for 2.5 hours. I think we're at a pretty good stopping point.
Next game we got to get into that facility.
I posit that what should happen now is the kind of in-universe break that happens is we all take a break while Reverend Byrne gets serious first aid in the medical bay, and it's like a 1 or 2 hour period of downtime.
Bird.
Yeah, everyone's on board with that.
For sure.
Sounds good
Yeah.
to me.
Okay. I'm going to
Glad you didn't
represent
die,
that.
Bird.
I'm going to represent that in fiction as the crew gets eaten clock gets advanced a bit. And then next time we play, we can decide, kind of how this is playing out in fiction and all that stuff. Okay. Holy Jesus, this was a dramatic game. I love this system. I love that this system creates such fucking dramatic fights. All right. Let's do our post game. I'm switching us back to the homepage. Okay. Triggers. Did any of your characters activate any of their archetype triggers? Does anybody need to gain experience or strings? Let me check my character here.
I possibly do.
What do you have?
Suffer a defeat or injury that will galvanize your followers.
Okay. Yeah, I like that, especially if,
Because I'm being healed by a non-human thing?
yeah.
Well, a thing that a non-human thing that's inside of a human thing. But yeah.
Well, no, Anna here, the person who's, giving her...
Oh, she's the non-human.
Yeah.
Well,
But...
more I meant the hard light helping to repair me.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking of.
No, that's phenomenal. I love that. And maybe the way this gets translated in fiction to you using that to galvanize your followers or whatever is you really. I'm imagining Reverend Byrne releasing.
It's like if a pastor's house caught fire and a Satanist ran into the house and pulled them out.
I mean, that's a hell of a thought, too. I was thinking that it's afterwards, she essentially releases a YouTube video to her followers. with her lying in the hospital bed like, hey guys, I got a crazy story I need to tell you, and let me tell you about how it relates to Jesus.
But before we get into that, make sure you smash that like button.
Like and subscribe.
Okay.
You have to remember that the light within you will heal.
Take time to be yourself or celebrate. I don't think any
Today's
of mine...
video is sponsored by Band-Aids. Sorry.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Today's
Too
sponsor,
soon.
Surfing Dog.
Morgan, I just need you to know that when I went back and listened to that game, I was in tears over the Surfing Dog spiel. Like, I was screeching.
So good. Okay. Okay. Do any of our characters have injuries that need to be healed? Yes.
Wait, I mean, I also had a trigger for my archetype.
Oh yeah, what'd you get?
Choose the peaceful option despite temptation to do otherwise.
All right. Yeah, no, that definitely checks
helping
out.
Byrne was the peaceful option, and the temptation would have been to let the biological bleed out, like they all do eventually anyway.
Yeah. No, that's phenomenal. So what's your benefit for that? Is that a experience?
What can the benefits be? Like,
So-
is it just,
so,
just something I make up, or
No,
is
on
there
the
like a
on the
list?
archetype trigger thing, it should say something to the right of it. So for choose the peaceful option, it says grants +1 string. So I think that
yeah.
string is with Reverend Byrne.
Yep.
All right, go ahead and add yourself a string with Reverend Byrne. What do you label that?
So in the spirit of the whole something dark side something, it's going to be something light side something.
You know what? You can literally just name it that. That would be funny. We know what it means.
Something dark side.
So that's literally what I'm naming it. Something light side.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, so give yourself the first, the leftmost tan checkbox, not the grayed out ones, but the like third checkbox in.
Yep.
Okay. And now, do any
Wait,
of our
which way did the... Oh, never mind. Sorry, you're doing string, not experience. Ignore me.
But what was your reward?
Experience. I'm on the 4th circle along.
Man, I don't think I have like any experience. Okay, so
I don't think I have any either.
does your character have any injuries they can heal? So specifically, does anybody want to take time to heal injuries? And I
thought we were
think-
already taking an hour for Byrne.
Yeah, we're taking an hour, so I think we can all heal up. If you are... Oh, so I was supposed to have staggered something, but I forgot about it. I'm going to say... God, this is terrifying. I'm leaving myself at 1 health. I want to use my downtime to heal my hands. So I think I'm gonna ask one of the other medical staff on the Gemini to help me with my hands during the downtime.
Will this downtime completely heal us?
So no, the way this works is you can pick either you fill your health back to full, you fill your resolve back to full, or you fix a broken tag or ability. So I had the broken ability hands, and I'm choosing to fix that, but that means that I'm leaving my health at 1 out of 7.
Gotcha. Can
but-
I,
Keep in mind that everyone's armor fills back to full at the end of every fight.
Okay. I was somewhat concerned about the armor. I know that you guys are meeting with medical staff. Is there any mechanical engineers or anything like that that could possibly help me with my hacking robo buddy while we take this break?
Yeah, absolutely. So
would that
my
restore it to
drones.
staggered or healthy?
that would restore it to healthy.
Okay.
Staggered is only used for when you spike an enemy, they get to stagger one of your traits, which should have happened a couple times in this game, and I think we forgot about them. But and then the other thing is, if you have a trauma or injury, you could remove that during one of these downtimes.
Gotcha.
So I think I will choose to, instead of refilling my health, now that my bleeding has been stopped, to remove the fear of medicine, as I am now the one experiencing it.
That's very appropriate. I like that. Okay, yeah, that's very good.
Oh, what have I done? I've restored this religionist faith.
Okay. Let's see. Do we need to add any new clocks? I don't think so. We already added a clock in this game. Do we need to add any new ongoing forwards or new strings? And I'm going to or EXP. Okay, so I'm gonna say that this is our chance to, at the end of the game, everyone can pick a forward, a string, or a piece of experience to add to your character if you think that narratively in universe your character has like earned it, essentially.
Can I increase the tick mark of dynamic duo?
Yeah, so that would be when we say add a string, that's what we're referring to.
Okay.
It can either be adding a new one or increasing one that is already there. Do we need to add any new forwards / what was I calling them? They're not assets. Okay. I think man, I really don't think Eilish did anything terribly impressive in this game. I don't think I really warrant any of those. Paprika, any new forwards that you create for yourself going? So an ongoing forward is like an advantage you create that kind of keeps giving until it is no longer relevant. Usually this would be in the form of like research that you do at the beginning of a mission or preparation that you do, like some kind of like special ammo you equip just for this mission, or something like that. An asset is pretty similar. It is something that gives you a temporary fixed advantage and can be spent to mitigate some kind of cost later on.
Could I theoretically have an ongoing asset, and like maybe it's just something I could spend in like the next fight we end up in, but like I would imagine after that, like Paprika's feeling like super pumped up, like I cut something's arm off, I'm a god. So she's just like super confident in herself the next time she goes to attack something, because she's still just reveling in that.
Yeah, no, I love that. This is hyperbolic, but you could give yourself the forward like god complex.
Oh, amazing. I also wanted to ask if it would be appropriate for Paprika to add a new string with Ruda, because I feel like the interactions that we had with each other in the cavern kind of triggered my interaction that makes me feel like I belong here. Like, I feel like since Ruda was just kind of eating that stuff with me, and he wasn't trying to like tamper on my fun or make me stop. Like, I feel like he's just my fun uncle now.
No, I love that.
Mischief
Fun
makers.
uncle is a great word for it. I was gonna say like big brother energy.
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, yeah. Why don't you, Paprika? Why don't you give yourself a string with Ruda called Big Brother Energy? And Ruda, do you want to take one with Paprika that's like Little Sister Energy?
Fuck yeah.
All right, I'll add that for you. That's phenomenal.
Would that just be the first bubble for both of us?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then this is with Paprika, Little Sister Energy. And I
Where
love
do
that.
we
I love
add
that
the
it's the
ongoing
two of you
forwards?
like mutually. It's like you two are enabling each other's bad behavior.
Yeah, Roy does not like it.
That's excellent. Okay. Oh, and by the way, remember to give yourself that ongoing forward for like God
Which
complex.
section would that be in?
That's under resources, I think. I think it's just a bit above or below strings. Yeah, it's just below strings, forwards. So give yourself a forward.
okay.
Call it God complex, and since it's ongoing, give yourself 2 uses. Okay, new strings or experience. Yeah, I'm not going to give myself any for this game. Reverend Byrne, I think that you absolutely deserve some experience for the trauma you underwent in this fight. And then, Roy, are you going to give yourself any of these?
Nah.
Excellent. All right, then I think that we are at a good stopping point. I'm super excited to pick this up next time. I think we
I
said...
assume you mean only the experience I already got, right? Not more. That'd be crazy.
What did you give yourself the experience for? It was for one of your things.
It was specifically the archetype that says suffer a defeat or injury that will galvanize your followers.
Okay, yeah. Take that. If you had not already gained that, there's room in the post game to kind of give yourself like miscellaneous rewards in response to stuff that happened in the game. But since you've already gotten a reward for that, I think you're good.
Out of curiosity, do you gain a level at 5 or at 6?
Let me look at my character sheet. This is under resources, I believe. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I am at 4. At some point I gained oh, that was during those early fights. Okay. So yeah, at 6 you gain a level. And then the reason there's a couple slots beyond 6 are for like overflow until we have time to apply the level up. So if you get to 6 and then, you know, we're still in the middle of a level and then you manage to get like 2 more experience by the time of the end of the level, then instead of starting at 1, you would start at 3 next time.
Okay.
If that makes sense. Just kind of something like an overflow section. Okay, so we had talked about doing back-to-back games because we had a lot of availability this month. So doing another game next Sunday. How are we feeling about that?
Let's do it.
I'm still down.
Fuck yeah, let's do it. I am stoked. This was so much fun. All right, guys. I'll talk to you guys later.
All
Bye,
right,
everyone.
y'all.
Great
See ya.
game.
Goodbye, my
Okay.
friends. Bye-bye.
Right.
Okay.